Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor. I'm a stay-at-home mom and I share these What's for Dinner videos every week to hopefully give you guys some motivation to cook more for your family and to hopefully give you guys some good ideas for dinners. Got quite a few good things coming up in this video. I hope that you guys will subscribe down below if you haven't already. Now let's go ahead and get into this week's meals. Okay, tonight for dinner we are having a balsamic chicken and veggie sheet pan meal. I've made this quite a few times in the past, so it's pretty easy. The recipe calls for chicken tenderloins. I just usually do breasts. Sometimes I cut them smaller into like tenderloin sizes. I'm not doing that today, but I do have the two breasts cut in half horizontally so that they are thinner and they will cook faster. This is going to cook on 400 degrees for about 25 minutes till the chicken's done and our veggies are tender. I'm going to be doing broccoli, baby carrots, and some cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes. And the grape tomatoes are going to go on like the last 5 to 10 minutes because I don't want them to be too done. You could add them in at the beginning, but if you don't like them too done, I recommend putting them on towards the end. But to get started, I'm going to go ahead and marinate my chicken. I've got some zesty Italian dressing and some balsamic vinegar. I'm going to do about a half of a cup of the Italian dressing and 6 tablespoons of the balsamic vinegar. I'm going to shake that up in this jar and then pour like a third of it onto the chicken and let that sit while I get my veggies prepped. Okay, my oven is preheating to 400 degrees. I have chopped up my veggies. I've got some broccoli. This was 2 heads of broccoli. I've chopped them up. I'm going to add those to the pan along with my carrots. This is probably a little more than a cup of baby carrots, and I sliced them in half because they were really big ones. And I want to make sure they cook through and get kind of soft because we like them kind of soft. You, of course, if you want them kind of crunchy, you can not cut them. And I'm going to drizzle this with olive oil. Season it with some salt, pepper, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. And then I'm going to get my chicken on here in the middle and then pop this in the oven. I think I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes. And then at 20 minutes, I'll pull it out, add my tomatoes on, which I have also washed. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole thing. We'll see. And then put it back in there for another 5 to 10 minutes until everything is done. And I almost forgot, I'm going to take another third of this sauce and pour it over this and spread it out with my pastry brush, and then I will put this in the oven. The other 1/3 of the sauce is going to be used for serving. Okay, here are our plates. This one is Lilli's with tomato. This one is Elijah's with no tomato. And this one is mine. I did drizzle on some more of the balsamic dressing on mine, but not on theirs because I don't think they want it. But that is going to be dinner for Friday.
Now can I help you?
It is Saturday, and tonight for dinner we are having $1 Million spaghetti. It is Lilli's birthday, and this is what she requested. I will have the link to the recipe down below. I have shared it quite a few times, and so it's definitely a family favorite. And then we've just got like a garden salad mix with some Olive Garden dressing and some Parmesan cheese and tomatoes. This one is mine. This one is Andy's. Lily doesn't like salads, so she has cucumbers and tomatoes. And then her birthday cake, we just went box mix. This is funfetti with strawberry frosting and then little unicorn candles from Dollar Tree and sprinkles. And that is going to be dinner for Saturday. It is Sunday, and tonight for dinner we are making something that wasn't originally on the meal plan. Last night Andy said we should have Mississippi pot roast soon. And then I went to Aldi today and they happen to have chuck roast, so I bought it and that's what we're having for dinner tonight. So I've got that and of course the usual ingredients, a ranch packet. You could do brown gravy or au jus, the pepperoncinis, and butter. And then I am making this in the Instant Pot because it was later in the day when I decided to make it, and I've never tried it in here, but hopefully it turns out good. And because we're doing it in here, we have to add liquid, so I have 3/4 of a cup of water that I'm going to put in the bottom before I put my meat in. And then I'm going to cook this on the meat stew setting for 45 minutes and then do a natural release for 20 minutes. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. What? It's not tender enough.
No, it's tilted. What's happening?
Okay, here is dinner. I meant to cook some carrots in with this because we like it with carrots usually, but I completely forgot. So didn't do that. And the cooking times for this online were like all over the place. I had some people I saw cooking it for like an hour and a half, some people cooking it for like 30 minutes. So initially I went with the cooking time from the Instant Pot's like website, their recipe for Mississippi pot roast, and it said 45 minutes. And after the 45 minutes, it was definitely cooked, but it wasn't as tender as I wanted it to be. You know, we're used to cooking this in the crock pot. It's super fall apart tender. So I ended up turning the pressure cooker back on and doing it for another 15 with a natural release of 15. And now it's perfect. It's super tender. It's delicious. I'm not sure if it's as good as cooking in the crock pot all day, but you know, in a pinch, it'll do. So I definitely recommend cooking it for 1 hour, not 45 minutes. I had a 3-pound roast too, by the way, so that might make a difference. I think they said a 2 to 4 pound roast, so I was at 3. So 3 pounds, 1 hour, and it's perfect. It's super fall apart tender. So that will be dinner for Sunday. It is Monday, and tonight for dinner we are going to be having some smothered beef and bean and cheese burritos. So to start off, I'm going to brown my ground beef. I've got that and some taco seasoning to season it. And then I'm going to need some enchilada sauce, refried beans, and cheese. And then, of course, tortillas. I'm going to do the kids in these smaller soft taco size ones, just because I know they wouldn't eat a full burrito size one. So I'm going to do 2 of those and then some of these, as much as I can with the meat that we have. And then I've got my stuff to make some guacamole, because we're going to have chips with our burritos with guacamole. And then instead of making cheese dip, I just bought this one. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on cooking up my ground beef, and then I will prepare my guacamole. Okay, while my meat was cooking, I was getting everything prepped for the guacamole. So I have some red onion. I'm only going to use about half of a cup. So that's probably about a quarter of a red onion. And I diced that up pretty small. I've got some cumin and some salt. I've got some lime. Probably going to use the juice of that whole lime. One jalapeno diced up. I did remove the seeds. I left some of them that I just didn't feel like messing with. But most of the seeds have been removed. Some cilantro. About a third of a cup chopped up, and then the recipe says optional is tomato. I want tomato in it, so I've got one Roma tomato that I seeded and chopped up, and then I'm gonna put in 3 avocados. So I'm just gonna mix all that together in my bowl. Okay, I have my ground beef. I have my refried beans. I'm not even gonna worry about heating them up because it's gonna get hot in the oven. I've got my cheese, I've got tortillas, got a little station set up, and then my casserole dish to put the burritos in. And then I'm gonna pour over some red enchilada sauce. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use the whole thing. We're gonna see how it looks. So I've got that, and then I'm also gonna top it with some more cheese. I have preheated my oven to 350. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these rolled up like burritos and into my dish. Okay, here are our plates. These are the kids. They're smaller size burritos with the guacamole I made and then the cheese dip that I heated up. And then we've got these restaurant style tortilla chips from Walmart. And then this is Andy's and mine. Pretty much all look the same. And that is going to be dinner for Monday. It's Tuesday, and tonight for dinner I am doing something that I haven't done before, I don't think. Usually when I do salmon, I do like lemon pepper or Cajun seasoning or something. Tonight we are doing teriyaki salmon, and then I'm going to make some fried rice the way I always do it. I will leave a video link down below for how I make my fried rice, and you guys can check that out. And then I will also have a link with exact measurements for all the stuff to make the teriyaki sauce. So I've got 4 pieces of salmon right back here. This is from the frozen section at Walmart. This is the boneless, skinless one because I had ordered tilapia this time and they were out, so they gave me salmon. Usually I buy the one with the skin because it's cheaper and you can just like scrape the skin off, but this is the boneless, skinless one. So I've got 4 pieces of that. And then we're going to need some soy sauce, some honey, some minced garlic, a little bit of flour, some crushed red pepper. It calls for fresh ginger, but I just have powdered ginger, juice of an orange, and juice of a lemon. And I believe that is it. Oh, and just a couple tablespoons of water. So I have my oven preheated to 400, and I'm going to whisk together all of this stuff, get my salmon in my baking dish, pour that sauce over top, and bake it for probably about 15 minutes till the salmon is done. And here are our plates. These are the kids. I've been making extra salmon so that they could each have a whole piece, but like the last time they didn't each want a whole piece. They're rice lovers and there's egg and stuff in there, so there's more if they want more. If not, we'll just have it for leftovers. So those are their plates and this is mine. Andy is still at work. I did already try the salmon and it is very good. I really like it. I hope everybody else likes it because it's something different to have with fried rice. Y'all know we love fried rice and it's just something different and we really like it, or I really like it. Hopefully they really like it. Yeah, that is going to be dinner for Tuesday. For Wednesday night, I am going to be cooking on the grill. Back before Corona and everything, I picked up this Better Homes and Gardens grilling cookbook from the thrift store. It was probably in like my last thrift haul. And this is the first time I'm getting around to trying any recipes from it. And I decided to try the Adobo Pork Chops recipe. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find the link to link it for you guys below, but I will list out the measurements for everything down below. And I will leave a link to the cookbook if you're interested in buying it. I was able to find it on Amazon. So for the marinade for my pork chops, I'm mixing together 2 tablespoons each of brown sugar, olive oil, and orange juice, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, a teaspoon of dried oregano, half a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of ground red pepper, which is optional. If you don't want it hot, just leave it out. 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, some minced garlic, and 2 tablespoons of cilantro. And then I just added my pork chops to this mixture and let it marinate in the fridge for a couple of hours before grilling. Okay, it might be a little bit loud because we are eating outside tonight for dinner.
And they have a fan on.
We're blowing away. We got a new fan, which I will be talking about in an upcoming video. It's on. It's keeping us nice and cool out here. Kids asked to eat outside since I cooked on the grill. So we've got our adobo pork chops. And then I made some black beans with some adobo seasoning. And then our Mexican rice that I always make in the Instant Pot. The recipe for that will be linked down below. So this is my plate. And then these are the kids' plates. And that is going to be dinner for Wednesday. So as you saw on the clip of me grilling, I also grilled some chicken. If you know me, you know I don't like to let hot coals go to waste. I like to try to get my money's worth. So I usually always cook 2 proteins on the grill so that we have food for the next dinner. So this is just some chicken breast, and I seasoned it with some McCormick, I think it was the Montreal chicken seasoning, and just grilled that up so we could have some nice grilled chicken for Thursday night's dinner. Okay, it is Thursday, and as you saw last night, I cooked some chicken on the grill because, you know me, I like to cook for 2 nights whenever I cook on the grill. So we have that chicken. Here is that. There's still 2 more pieces in there. I took mine and cut it up and tossed it in some buffalo sauce. This is the one I'm using. So I've got a buffalo chicken wrap. I added some ranch and some lettuce and some cheese. So that is mine. And then the kids just wanted chicken and cheese, so I actually heated theirs up. And so it's just chicken and cheese. Yours are the same.
This is mine.
They're exactly the same. And then both kids decided they did want ketchup tonight, surprisingly. These French fries are very comparable to the McDonald's French fries. I did have to salt them myself. I'm pretty sure there was no salt on them. They tasted really bland. But the texture and everything is very comparable to McDonald's. These are the thin cut frozen fries from Walmart. If you watch my grocery haul, you saw them. So that's what we have for dinner tonight. But that is going to wrap up another week of What's for Dinner. I would appreciate it if you leave me a thumbs up down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!
That's because